And now we're going to tackle very quickly the very first step of this toolkit, which is the libraries. How to import the libraries, how to have them ready anytime we start building a new machine learning model. Well, there we go. I will show you this right away. It's actually very simple. We're going to import 3 libraries now, which are NumPy, Matplotlib, and Pandas. NumPy will allow us to work with arrays, because indeed you will see that your future machine learning models will expect some arrays as input, and therefore we need a library to work with these arrays, and that's NumPy. Then we'll import Matplotlib, which is the library that will allow us to plot some very nice charts. You will see that we will plot actually many charts and graphs in this course. And finally Pandas, which will allow us to not only import the dataset, but also create the matrix of features and the dependent variable vector. I will explain, of course, all these concepts later. Alright, so let's import these libraries. In order to import a library in Python, it's very simple. You start with import. That's just a command that will allow to import a library or even a function or any type of modules. By the way, a library is an ensemble of modules containing functions and classes with which you can perform some actions and operations. For example, the most well-known library in data science is scikit-learn, and this is a library that contains actually all the machine learning models that you can build by simply creating an object of some classes. So don't worry about all this now. We will see that in great detail each time we build the machine learning models. But there you go, you will see that libraries will be super useful for us in order to build our machine learning models. So there we go, import. Then you need to follow by the name of the library you want to import. And the first one we want to import is called NumPy. And then what we usually do is we add a shortcut, because each time we will use a function of the NumPy library, well, we'll have to call first NumPy. And in order to call it faster, well, we can add a shortcut here so that each time we want to call NumPy, we will actually call it with its shortcut. And the shortcut we usually use for NumPy is NP. And as you can see, to add the shortcut, you simply need to add as and then the shortcut name. Alright, so each time we will call NumPy, we will actually call NP. Then, next library, import. So that next library is Matplotlib. And actually, as I told you, a library is an ensemble of modules, and here we're interested in a particular module called PyPlot, and that's the module that allows us to plot very nice charts. And so here we're not only going to import Matplotlib, but particularly, well, the PyPlot module. And as you can see, in order to get this PyPlot module, I added a dot here, which allows indeed to access the different modules of the Matplotlib library, and the module we chose is PyPlot. And again, we're going to add a little shortcut here, which we're going to call PLT. That's the usual name for this PyPlot module. Alright, and finally we're going to import a final library, which is the Pandas library, a super useful library to pre-process your dataset and mostly to import them. And same for this library, we're going to add the simple shortcut name PT. And there you go, congratulations. Now, not only you know how to import the libraries, but mostly you have your very first data preprocessing tool in your toolkit. So now we're going to move on to the second tool, which will be to import the dataset, and that's exactly what we'll do in the next tutorial.